color and all that fun stuff. Now, the first half of the semester, we're going to use the graphing calculators, etc., but on your assessments, you're not going to be able to use the graphing calculator. The second half of the semester, once we've practiced the formulas for standard deviation and all that fun stuff, then I will let you use the graphing calculator on the assessments. So, general information. To turn your calculator on, press the on key. That's pretty obvious. To turn it off, you have to do second function and then off. That turns the calculator off. To reset the calculator, if we would need to, second function and the memory key, which is the plus key. We probably don't need to reset it, but if you did. To adjust your contrast or your brightness, second function and hold the up or down arrow if your screen isn't bright enough. Clear, obviously you can hit clear. That's underneath the little arrow keys. And to return to the home screen, that's the one you might want to remember. Second function quit, which is the mode button. So it's right next to the second function button, in case you're on a graph and you want to go back to the regular screen. So, we are going to do some things where we have a big long list of data and we have to sort the data. Yeah, we could sort it paper pencil, but we're going to practice sorting it both with our graphing calculator and using Excel. So, you have a button that says Stat on it. It's for statistics. Find the button that says Stat. Should be the third row down in the third column. Stat. If you hit that, you see Edit, Calc, Tests, and then 1 is Edit, 2 is Sort A, which is ascending, 3 is Sort D, which is descending, 4 is Clear List, 5 is Setup Editor. So, we are going to either enter or press 1 to select the edit. If there is data in list 1, cursor up so list 1 is highlighted, then clear and enter, and that should clear out your list. Right now you probably don't have any data in there because these are new calculators and so nobody's probably used them for this yet. Enter your data in list 1. So just go ahead and put some values in there, not in order, just put a bunch of numbers in. So I'm going to put in 20, hit enter, 15, hit enter, 6, hit enter, 85, hit enter, and just put a bunch in there in any random order. So once you have your numbers in there, you're going to hit Stat to go back to the Edit menu. Oh, they're having you go back to the screen. And then they had you go second function quit, which I don't know why we want to do that, but they did it anyway. They told us to do that. That just gets you back. Your data's still in there in that list, but now they're going to have you sort the data. So, whoops. If I am going to sort the data then, I really didn't have to go all the way out. They just told me to. What I would do after I have my data entered into list 1, which we did, we're going to hit Stat again. And then we're going to pick number 2, which says Sort A. Now we have to tell us which list to sort. Since we put our data in list 1, we're going to put list 1 in there. And so to do that, you hit the second function button, and then you're going to hit number 1. Notice above the 1 key, list 1 is in blue. So you're going to hit second and the number 1, and then you should see the little L1 show up there. You can close your parentheses. You don't really have to. They're telling you you can close the parenthesis if you want. I'll close it for fun. And then we are going to hit Enter. It should tell you done. It sorted it. Well, we don't know that it sorted it until we go back and look back at our list. So now we're just going to basically repeat where we started. We have to get back to our list. So we're going to hit the Stat button. And then we're going to hit 1 for the edit, which is where we entered our list in. And now you should see your numbers in list 1 are all sorted in a nice order, right? Yes, no, maybe. So now we are going to sort this big long list, because if I had how many ever numbers, must be 20 on that list, I may or may not want to sort them by hand. So you have that list on your paper if you're following along. We're going to enter in all this data, but before we enter it in, we got to clear our data list. So what we're going to do, cursor up so that you're highlighting L1, the whole list, and then just hit the clear button, which is underneath your arrow keys. Then you're going to hit enter, and then that whole list should clear out. Okay? Now we're going to go ahead and put all our numbers from this list in there. We also have them on the paper here, if that's easier to read. Got them all in there? What I like to do once I have them typed in is highlight the bottom one and just check. Notice it has L120. We knew we had 20 numbers, so I know I hopefully didn't skip any numbers because I've got 20 of them on my list, right? So now we have to sort them. We're going to sort them. We're going to hit Stat. I don't have to go back out to the home screen. I can just hit Stat. We are going to do number 2 and put in there list 1. So second function, the number 1 to get your L1. Close your parenthesis, hit enter so that you see done. And so now if I go back to Stat and number 1 for edit, my list should show up in order and it says write down the data in order. So what do you got? We got nothing? Didn't I give you a calculator?
Yeah, but it won't. These buttons don't work, and it keeps going
These
to.
buttons? Oh, wait a minute. You're way off.
Yeah.
Let's get you back to where you should be. Second function, quit. So you're supposed to be using this button right here, not the stat plot, but the stat button.
Okay.
You gotta holler at me sooner. We'll practice some more. Don't worry. But
So just enter them.
so you just enter all of those in under list
With
1.
like 25 plus 22.
Not plus, but just enter.
Okay.
So 25, enter. 22, enter. 18, enter.
Oh shoot.
Now, you may notice that you can't see all 20 of them, that you have to cursor down to get to the rest of your numbers. 23, 23, 23. Did I have just 3 of those? Yep. 4, 20. If I got them all, that should be my list, right?